Hello, welcome to another episode of My Neck of the Woods, where we are embracing the treasures that are in our backyard. Today I have the pleasure of having dinner with Today I have the pleasure of having dinner with Jeanette Miess, and I just wanted to talk with her. She's an interesting soul, and I wanted to share, I give her the opportunity to share with you things that are going on in her life and her reasons for being here in Germany, period. Okay, so Jeanette, welcome.
Thank you very much.
So basically, where are you from?
I was born in the Bronx, New York, and I grew up in Fairlawn, New Jersey. So right over the bridge.
Right over the bridge.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought maybe you were gonna say Puerto Rico or someplace like that.
No, but my mother's Puerto Rican.
Oh, that's where it came from.
My mother's Puerto Rican. My biological father is Dominican.
Ah.
From the Dominican Republic.
Okay, so I know it was something like that.
Yeah,
It was something like that. Tell me, what made you come over this way? What prompted you to come this way?
When I graduated college, I don't know, I just had it in me, in my heart, that I just wanted to travel. Wanted to see something different. And not do the norm like every other American, just quickly settles down and stays in one place. And and Germany always interested me. I met a German guy when I was on vacation in Cancun.
Okay.
And I just loved the accent.
Yeah.
The accent was very fascinating for me, and so I thought, why not Germany?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right then. So did you all end up getting married, or you just like the accent?
Well, it was like, a holiday love, I guess you can call it.
I
And
got you.
Years later, when I graduated, I started looking into where I can go, where I can move to. And I saw an ad in a dental hygiene magazine for a dental hygienist in Germany, in Nuremberg.
Wow. Okay.
And I just called up, and it was, and actually, interesting enough, it was in one of the best offices in Nuremberg, a private office.
Wow. Okay.
He always had dental hygienists, and they would come and leave. And one wanted to go back to Arizona. Barbara, I remember her.
Okay.
So he was looking for her replacement.
Okay.
And it just sounded wonderful. I mean, Americans don't have that opportunity to have so much vacation.
No.
And the offer was great, 6 weeks vacation.
Wow.
He offered me an apartment in the office. It was just, I was like, yes, definitely. I'm out of here.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good deal, though. That's good. So, what was the big adjustment between where you came from and this culture here? What did you have to adapt to?
I guess the people are a little bit more reserved. Not as friendly, maybe.
Okay.
That's what my first impression was. They weren't as friendly, as open. But I realized, even though they had this this different character that I wasn't used to, they were very honest.
Yeah.
And when they get to know you, I had the feeling that you have a friend for life.
Yeah. Yeah. That was something I had to get used to.
Yeah.
Being over here, it's like they stare at you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And being a woman of color, you automatically go there. At least I was going there. And I was like, wait, no. Because they're not staring just at me.
They're trying to figure you out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were staring at everybody that came over. And so, it's an interesting place. So how long have you been here?
I came here in the summer of '99.
Wow.
Yeah, in the summer of '99.
Okay. Wow. So, when, how soon, as far as making friends and all of that, did that happen? As far as the language, did you come in with the language? How long did it take you? Because the language is challenging. It can be challenging.
So true. Well, I mean, I was young back then. I was going out a lot. I was used to going out, even in New York. I was used to going out a lot with my friends and stuff like that. So, yeah, I pretty much explored the city. I was very open. And I think the people my age, you know, are a little bit different. You know, they're also open when you go out and you're alone. They do approach you. So, yeah, I met a lot of people. I met a lot of interesting people. Yeah. Even through my job when I was working. I was working with a dentist who was also around my age. So we ended up, as friends, going out a lot together. And he did show me the city.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it was a good time. It was a good time.
So what about your family? What does your family think about you moving over here?
Are we gonna go deep?
It's up to you. It is totally up to you.
If we're gonna go deep, one of the reasons it was easy for me to move here.
Okay.
Because I didn't have a close relationship with my parents. Okay. Around that time, I was going to school, working, and I didn't really get the support. Okay. And so it was easy for me to just pick up and leave. You know, I mean, most kids, young people, they expect, you know, a little bit of moral support, even if it's not a financial support, just to be there. Yeah. And I really didn't have any of that. So I was living at home at the time, but it was like living with foreign people. You know, it was just like the high and by, and that's it. So one day I just told my parents I'm gonna go to Germany. Okay. I want to go to Germany. So they didn't believe that I was going to go. I think they were a little shocked, but trying to act like they didn't really care. And then I left. I sold my Bronco that I basically almost lived out of.
I got you.
Yeah, I got you. And that was it.
Wow. Yeah. So have they come over at all? Or what happens when you go back home? Or, you know, over the years?
Yeah, when that relationship, it got much better, obviously, with the distance. I didn't speak to my parents for about half a year.
Okay.
They didn't know anything where I was or anything like that. And then I think one of my aunts, she emailed me or something that they were worried. They wanted to know if I was okay. So I did end up calling them and then visiting them for Christmas. So yeah, and that is pretty much how the relationship, got a little bit better.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was a difficult, dysfunctional relationship, I guess you can call it.
Okay. No, I can understand that. I can understand that made it easier for you to come because there was less of an attachment. Less of an attachment. Yeah. So, just in general, after you are a 24-year veteran, and you got some people over there, I want to travel, I want to see the world, and I want to come to Germany. What do you tell those people? What are the obstacles that you would tell them to look out for?
To look out for?
Yeah.
I think if I was speaking with someone that was interested in traveling and maybe coming here, I would probably tell them to be open.
Be open. Okay.
Be open. Don't be so judgmental. You know, it's a different culture. The people are different. Everything's different. And you're not gonna adapt overnight. You have to really, if you're gonna make the move, you definitely should be open. Okay. Open for change. Open for different.
Open for different. Yeah. Even before they get over here, it's a lot of information about the culture. Actually read up on it. I know if I'm visiting a different country, I will go online and look it up. I'm like, what's going on? What's this place? What are they used to? What are the normal customs?
Right.
Yeah, so you're absolutely right. And you can't even be over here, even if working like we're working for military or something like that, and not be open.
Right.
And not be open.
And accepting. Accepting because it's not the States.
It is not the States.
It's different.
It's different. So we talked about the obstacles or hindrances. What about the benefits? What is the biggest benefits that you've experienced? What are the biggest benefits that you've experienced since you've been here?
Well, I know that a lot of my American friends, they always mention, but you pay so much taxes over there, and almost your whole paycheck is gone, over 30%. But I mean, if you're doing it for so many years, you don't even see it anymore.
Yeah.
And what you get out of it, it's amazing. I mean, I have health insurance, I have security. If I lose my job, I'm not going to live on the streets, I get also some government assistance, or, it's just, it's a more secure place to live, You don't have to worry about what happens tomorrow if you lose your job. And I'm a lung cancer survivor, and when I think if I would be in the States, I would be very scared. But here, I just got the best health treatment that I could possibly think of. They even gave me 6 weeks of rehab to recover, and my insurance paid for it.
Well, that's unheard of. I'm not saying they don't get more time in the United States, but it totally depends on your leave. It totally depends on you. Even where we are, we get these emails saying that, do you want to donate some leave time to this person because they're running out of leave. Well, you run out of leave, then you run out of money.
It gets better than that. I had my health insurance paid 6 weeks of this rehab.
Wow.
But I was home for a year and got my paycheck every month.
Wow.
So that I could recover. So I was home for a year. So when they operated me, they had to break my ribs, and it takes a very long time to heal back. I was home for a whole year.
Wow.
And I got a paycheck every month.
Wow.
And being a single mom, I mean, obviously that's like something that you don't need to worry about. Where you're gonna get the money from when you can't work.
Yeah. I understand the single mom thing. Yeah. You want to know where the money's coming from.
Right.
Oh, you make it sound so wonderful.
Yeah. Well, and when I had my son, I was home for a whole year and I got my paycheck.
Oh,
I
really?
enjoyed my son. I enjoyed my son the first year. It was amazing.
Is that the normal maternity?
Yeah. Okay. I didn't get my whole paycheck. I got 67% of my paycheck.
Okay. But still,
that's great. Still enough to get by.
Wow. Yeah, it is. Wow.
You're not eating, you don't like it?
No, I do like it. I do like it. I'm just thinking about some of the things that you're saying.
Okay.
And because there's some people who, don't really understand adapting.
Yeah.
They come over, like, I would say me. When I came over, I was so used to things how they were in the United States, and then you get over here, you have to have a mindset, like you said, to adapt. Just adapt to it. And once I got past being away from loved ones and got past the initial jitters, so to speak, then I started to embrace it. Then I started to travel. Then I started to. There's so much to do. There's so much to do over here. So, do you get a chance to kind of go all over the place? I
have. I've been here.
I'm a deal watcher.
I've been to Italy, I don't know how many times. Austria. I've traveled everywhere. Poland. I've traveled Germany quite often. Munich. All the different lakes. There's beautiful lakes here.
I am. That's what I'm trying to
do now.
Beautiful
lakes. Beautiful landscape.
Focus on Germany this summer since I'm having to be here.
I can write a couple things down for you.
Okay, write a couple things down.
There's so many hidden beautiful places. There's even a lake that's called Caribbean Sea.
Oh, really?
Because it's almost blue. It's so beautiful.
Yes, you need to tell me about these places. I need to know.
It's amazing.
Okay.
And the great thing about living in Germany is that, in just a 4-hour drive, you're in Italy.
That is true.
And
when you look at Germany on the map, it's right smack in the middle of Europe. And it's like you are literally 2 or 3
you're
hours
next to
from
France, you're next to Amsterdam,
exactly.
you're next to Italy.
Yeah. So I take it no regrets whatsoever.
You know what?
No regrets.
No,
regrets.
Absolutely not. I mean, for the pure fact that I have the most amazing son.
Okay.
So it was all worth it for him.
So, how's the dating scene, Jeanette?
This dating, I mean, for now it's dry season for me.
It's a dry season.
Because I'm just not in the dating scene right now.
I got you.
You know?
Not in dating mode.
No. Right now I'm just married to Jesus and just reading the Bible and just just enjoying that. Just enjoying that. Like I don't need anything else right now. That's like filling me so amazingly in so many ways that I'm not even thinking about it. And if that's what God wants someday, then fine. If not, I'm fine with this.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm complete right now.
I like that. You are complete in Him.
Yeah, I am.
Wow. But when didn't you get baptized? Was that April? Was it March or April?
You know what? I was thinking about it too, and I think it had to be March because I don't think I think it's been 3 months since we've seen each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think March sometime.
Okay. All right. I had the privilege of baptizing Jeanette about 3 months ago. Yes. It had been a while since I baptized anybody. It was much of a thrill for me as it was for her. And I loved the raw emotion.
Yeah.
It was a raw emotion. And when she came up, like something legit just happened. And I'm in this thing. I loved it.
Yeah,
and
it was
so
amazing.
we just kind of we need to contact each other more.
Yes,
because I like her as a
yeah.
person, not just because I baptized you. Is as a person.
Yeah, I think we click. We have there's something there for sure. I feel. And like I asked you before, if you have a lot of friends, I don't go out very often, so.
Well, you didn't come down to see me.
Because after going on this journey, I lost all my friends.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just basically home, and I definitely disagree.
Isn't that funny though?
Yeah.
You get the truth, and nobody wants the truth, and they don't want to go with you.
You talk about Jesus, and it's all of a sudden the phone doesn't ring anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
But that's okay. You got him.
It's okay. I'm fine.
I love it that you said that you just worshiping and you're reading.
Yeah, I'm reading.
You're involved in
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's amazing. It's amazing. And the crazy thing about that is, you would have seen me a year ago as a completely different person. And he planted that seed in me, and from one day to the next, it's just like, I'm buying a Bible. You know, and and the change is so gradual. It's crazy.
And it is easy.
Yeah,
it's like the word when the word is talking about the vine dresser. And the vine is just growing, and the dresser's coming and he's snipping things off. And you don't even know that he snipped it off.
Right.
You just know you'll continue to go in the direction that he is sending you, and he's causing you to grow. And as you grow, little things are being taken away.
Yeah, it's amazing. That's a good description. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. You know, and as soon as I'm frustrated with myself for maybe having a bad day, or maybe feel like I did some little sin, and then feeling guilty, and then I hear him saying patience. It's all good, patience.
Yes.
You have to be patient.
But that comes from the religious spirit that we came from. The least little thing, you're in trouble, and he just wants you to come and talk to him about it. Lord, I'm having an issue with this. He didn't cast you out of the kingdom just because you made that mistake.
Yeah.
So I know you're
going back to the the other questions that you were asking me about that expat, about coming here and everything. What I noticed also about Americans, even after being here a few years, when I ran into Americans, or I had sometimes American patients, I noticed there's also a lack of respect for the culture, respect for the difference, respect for the people, respect for the way that they live. You know, it's a lot of times I notice people that they're very quick to judge, very quick to talk negative about the culture. I mean, I don't know if I should be saying these things, but I'm just saying from my experience I experienced that very often. You know, where I had to remind a person, hey, it's a different culture. People are different. They think different. They're used to different things.
Exactly.
Just like when they come to the States, it's different. But they still go there on vacation, and
they still do,
and they enjoy.
They still do.
States, yeah.
It's like I was saying when I first started. When I first got here, it was like they were mean. And they kept staring at me and stuff like that. And after a while, you just get an understanding of that's just how they are. They size you up, like you just said. And so as the years pass, because it's 11 years for me, then it's more of an embrace. It's more things that, especially what got me was the exclamation point on everything that they do when they're writing. Yeah. It's like, you're mad. I'm like, why are you mad? Why are you mad? And so if that didn't mean that they were mad, Jeanette, it just means that's how the culture.
They're just making a point.
They're just making a point. Exactly. They're just making a point. Yeah. And so it's a lot of things to get used to. So you're absolutely right. There's a big judgmental spirit that everything is supposed to be like it is in America.
Right.
If that's the case, then what's the point of living in America?
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean, I came here, just, I guess, more open. I was ready for anything. I didn't even know where I was going to land, or what was going to happen, or, But going back, this also happened to me throughout the years, also, especially in the beginning, I was much younger, and people would stare at me also, but I didn't have a problem asking why they're staring at me. And you know that almost 99% of the time they're like, because you're so pretty. Oh. Because you're so pretty, because you have such pretty hair. Okay. So it's not always like, we always think the worst.
We do. We always think the worst.
I wouldn't mind having a conversation deeper about the reasons I came here and what was behind that. Especially with my relationship with my mom. Okay. It's very interesting. Something I had to deal with. It's something I had to deal with within myself, and this journey that I'm going through now with the Lord, to forgive. That was something that was sitting so deep in my heart. To forgive and to understand what she went through and why she was the way she was with me,
But that's a big thing with mothers and daughters. Why did you behave that way towards me? And once you dig a little deeper into their lives, well, I tell you what, this is the way for me. As I healed, I was able to forgive because I knew that there was a root of something that caused her to react that way.
Yeah, absolutely the same with me. The same with me. I mean, when you ask me, why did you move, and I moved pretty drastically. I mean, it was very like, from one day to the next. I decided I'm leaving. I passed all my state exams, and with that, the day before I had my state exams, and I studied to the very end. I studied to the day before.
Wow.
I remember, and I didn't understand this back then, and I understand everything clearly now, that my mother slapped me in the face because I came home too late from studying.
Okay.
And I was having my state exam the next day. And that was, understanding that, like how my mom, instead of supporting me, you were giving me a hard time, and you actually physically almost attacked me, or if my aunt didn't get in the way. And where did that come from?
What did you think you were doing?
No, it's much deeper than that. It was the jealousy. Really, it was the jealousy of me being, first of all, the first And I come from a very big family. The first woman who even goes to college and is doing something, and now I'm doing my state exam, and I'm gonna finish that.
But that is something to think about. It's kind of hard to grab too. Could it be that the person that bore you, raised you, is jealous of you?
Oh yeah, that's my mom's my sister. My mom is my sister.
Okay.
And I never got in my whole entire life until now I do, because I was the first one to do it, to mention it. I never got, growing up as a little girl, I love you. I never got an I love you ever. I never got a hug. I never, I never felt love from my mom. I understand all these things now, where it came from. I mean, she had a very hard childhood herself. But as a little girl, obviously you just think you're not loved, or your mom doesn't like you, or And I have to admit, it really took me coming to Germany to look back at the whole situation and figure these things out in my head. And figure out why they were the way they are.
And then also it helps with the forgiveness. Once you're healed, you're able to, I guess, forgive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because much is given. Much has been given to us in terms of forgiveness. And so it's a commandment that we forgive also. Even though it can be challenging. Even though, don't you remember, Lord, what they did to me? And it is still there. We rehearse things in our minds. And it's challenging.
It is. But, and I always thought about it, and I always tried to forgive my mom. And I always thought about how she had a very bad childhood, and I always had, that was my excuse, and I was like, I forgive her, But deep down, I really didn't. There was resentment. There was something very deep down in me that, wish I had another mom. Wish I had a different mom. And, but it came to the point this year where if God is supposed to forgive me for all my sins, and I had many, and not very nice ones, how is He going to forgive me if I can't even forgive my mom? And that's what it came down to. And when I think about it now, I forgive my mom. And even if she's going to, be a different way with me or be angry or, I'm just going to learn to hug her, and be different towards her, not be angry back.
And it's funny, like, there's nothing new under the sun. But our pathway, once we get to a place, it's like an epiphany. It's an epiphany.
Right?
And it's so freeing once you get it. Once you get it, or at least know what it is.
The best feeling in the world. But, I don't want to, behind this sad story, I can say one thing. And I was thinking about this weekend when especially after church this weekend, because church was pretty amazing this weekend. God has given me through every tribulation that I've had in my life, holding my hand, everything. I didn't realize, it took me a very long time to realize that He was always there. But He was always there. He was even there when I had my operation, telling me, don't be afraid, you're going to be fine. And I was thinking I'm crazy. I'm thinking I'm having voices in my head, but it was Him. Holding me and telling me, Jeanette, you're going to be fine. And I'm scared about my son. Oh my God, I don't want to lose my son here in Germany by himself. And He didn't stop. You're going to be fine. And He did not stop. And it came over and over. And so through everything, He's always been there. Even as a little girl, He's always been there. Even when my mom was in there, He was giving me love. Because I felt love coming from somewhere, and I just didn't know from where.
Wow. And that too is a big epiphany to know that He's been there the entire time.
He's been there the whole time.
I mean, the times when we were mad at Him, we were like, where are you? You let that happen. You that. No, I was there the whole time to pick you up and lift your your wounds and heal, put the Band-Aid on, and love on you. Because you've been in my lap and you don't even know you're in my lap. Well, Jeanette, thank you so much. The sushi is good. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna finish my sushi. And thank you for tuning in to another episode of.
You didn't ask me if I'm planning on staying or going back.
I did not. Are you? Are you? Are you going home? I mean, well, this is home now.
Yeah.
You going to the States?
No.
No?
No. I don't think so.
No?
No, I don't think so. I mean, not right now. But I always, when I get this question, I always say never say never.
Never say never?
Never say never.
Have you been home? Since you
Oh,
been to the
yes.
States?
I go every year. I visit my parents every year. Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
I visit, I've been going through these situations with every year when I go visit my parents. Every year. I don't miss them. My parents are getting older.
Okay.
And yeah, that's important for me.
I got you.
Yeah, family is important.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you opening up and letting everybody know what's going on. And Germany's a good place, y'all.
It really is.
Or whatever your place is, you might want to go try it and just step out on faith. Because she left for one reason, but God had a whole nother reason for her being over here. So, but anyway, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of My Neck in the Woods. My name is Jeanette Jones, and you have a blessed week.